I begrudgingly apologize for my tardiness, for it has taken me 2 full weeks to review the newest Marvel installment, Black Panther. The sheer excitement and raw intensity of my experience with the film has left me with an inability to coherently collect my thoughts. And so, without further ado, I will give you my review of the movie Black Panther. My attempts to find an early screening of the film were surprisingly met with hardship. I applied several times with Disney to receive early access and was repeatedly denied, even in spite of my collegiate background in both large feline biology and African heritage. As a result, I was forced to scour the internet, television and radio sources, searching for a viewing, but finding nothing until I glared into the yellow eye of panthery defeat. The black abyss of nocturnal feline fur. I nearly surrendered my search, until, by mistake, I found hope in the least likely of places. A place no man, woman, or child would ever dream of finding public headlines. A newspaper. Skimming through an article, I discovered a collective meeting of people who, like myself, were driven to see the newest addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I made haste to the meeting and was immediately greeted by several cautious eyes. The word pirates almost never voyages into my mind, but their trepidation had but one explanation. The visual journey of which we were about to embark was not, strictly speaking, legal. News outlets and black friends alike had informed me of the film's cultural significance for the African American community. It wasn't until the various member monologues prior to the start of the film that I understood just how significant it really was. After around, say an hour of increasingly violent speeches, I grew wary of 2 things: my own white oppression toward black Americans, and my personal safety sitting amongst these angry black individuals. It was then that I began to understand. My own thoughts were deceiving me. Microaggressions of my own machination. These people weren't criminal movie pirates. They were performers, wonderful stage actors at that, playing out the screenplay of the film Black Panther. Their cautious looks my way that signaled masked emotions, they were strictly due to a lack of participation. How could I be expected to perform amongst such vehement and prepared talents? These extraordinary people seemingly recited the script from memory. I had no knowledge of the screenplay prior to this engagement. I did, however, know of the characters in the movie. Which could I be? I knew, of course, my skin color only allowed for 2 options. I could be Watson Baggins, the Hobbit detective, but he played a relative good guy. My newfound sympathy toward the black struggle and revelation about my ancestral evils allowed only one playable character, Ulysses Claw. Squirming in my seat, I knew guesswork would have to suffice. I contemplated some generic evildoer dialogue and fully engrossed myself into the villainous role. I stood upon my chair and proclaimed aloud, "T'Challa, I will send you back to your pitiful African city." There was a long pause. I feared they knew I bore no copy of the script. My heart shook with the intensity that only an actor can accurately put into words. Their beams of anger continued for a while until one of the main characters reached into his coat and pulled out some brass knuckles. They were no vibranium claws, of course, but I vaguely recalled being enamored by these professionals who had even brought props. Others followed suit, and my bluff took form. The heroes all teamed up and beat the ever-living shit out of Ulysses S. Claw. To rank such a remarkable experience on a scale of 1 to 10 seems anticlimactic. If you're interested in how this fits into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then the answer is clear. Black Panther is a direct sequel to the critically acclaimed film Malcolm X. I rank Black Panther a 7 out of 10.